Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Five Love Podcast. I'm your host, Joel, and I want to say thank you to everyone who has been liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. Remember, we are available on YouTube and on Spotify, and I really appreciate all of the support. Today, I have with me Joshua. Say hi, Joshua.
Hey everyone.
All right. And Joshua is a friend of mine who I played tennis with from time. I think we've only played singles once. I'm not going to tell you the results of that game. um, but Joshua, welcome to the Five Love Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you for being here. So let's start off by you telling us a bit about how you got started playing tennis.
Sure. So I started, my partner was a tennis player in high school. I started playing during COVID. It became the one social thing that we could do
Yeah.
during COVID. Um, and I think my first tennis instruction was at Total Tennis up in Socrates.
Okay.
And I think when I went there and realized like how you could really get better when you actually got instruction,
Yeah.
I kind of got hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so you've been playing for like 5 years now? You would say
Like six.
six. Okay, it's 2026. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Okay, cool. How do you feel about getting instruction in a group as opposed to one-on-one?
Prefer it actually.
Really?
Yeah, because sometimes when it's just you and a pro,
Mm-hmm.
it's like they want to see the results of their instruction right away, and I need time to like go off and work on my own and then
Okay.
show later.
Okay. All right. I personally prefer one-on-one attention.
That makes sense.
Shady. Okay. All right. I asked you ahead of time to prepare a hot take.
Uh-huh.
So I think you have three hot takes. Let's see if we have time to go through each one. So start off with the one you think is the hottest.
Oh God. Okay. Grunting should be banned.
Oh wow.
It's too distracting. It's not you don't need to do it. And it's also like annoying to listen to as a viewer.
You realize who you're speaking to, right?
I have played against you, and yes, I was annoyed.
Okay, well, we're gonna play again after this, and you will be annoyed again. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, develop that a bit more. What's distracting about it?
I think it gets like overblown. I think it's used as a strategy to make it seem like the ball is coming at you faster. I think that it also extends past the actual contact and the release of the breath. Like I understand physically why you want to do it because it helps you kind of maintain and go through your stroke, right? If
Yeah.
you make sound.
Yeah.
But plenty of players play without doing it in such a pronounced way. And I think it becomes a distraction and a way to sort of hinder people.
What is the rule when it comes to cleansing?
Well, right now I think it's that it has to be like with you know, swing of the ball, right?
Yeah, and
I would say just none. I would
extend
say
past.
none. That's the rule I would make.
And
None. Be quiet.
well, no, I think from what I understand is you can grant as long as it doesn't extend past the ball going to the opponent's side of the court, right? So you can grant if it's on your side,
Sure,
but
but
once
some
it's
of the big grunters kind of
yeah.
really press all the air out of the lungs.
But I mean, everybody does it though. All the men do it, the women do it. So the pros
Do you
do
think
it.
all of them do it? I don't think all
Not all of
women do
them.
it.
No, I mean, okay, maybe some. There are outliers who are a bit louder, like Sabalenka, and. But I mean, Novak does it. Carlos does it.
Carlos does it. I feel like Carlos started doing it more though,
Yeah,
and it has become more pronounced. It feels more performative.
I do it. I think you should do it. I think everyone should grunt.
Maybe I'll try today. I'll try it today.
Okay, hot take number two.
Uh, baseliners are boring.
Well, I feel like you just came on this podcast to attack me personally.
It's possible. It's possible. I don't know.
Okay, go ahead. Explain that.
I just like watching people with a full court game.
Mm.
And I think when you're just watching people exchange shots it's very impressive. Obviously, it's hard to hit the ball that that with that much pace, it's
And
hard to like
depth.
run. And yeah, it's all very difficult.
Yeah.
But when I'm watching it, I want to see a variety of shots, movement. I think it's like more exciting to not know what's coming next.
Yeah.
And also to watch the bodies move in a different way.
I-
the dancer.
I would agree that the all court game is the best style, but not everybody has all the skills in their tool belt.
Oh, they should.
So, feel very attacked.
No, I'm thinking of like, Carlos versus like Yannick. Like
yeah,
Carlos is super fun because you never know what he's going to
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
It feels
yeah, yeah.
improvisational. It feels whatever.
yeah,
And, Yannick arguably is like a winning machine. So he's just going to keep winning and doing what he needs to do to win. And that's great.
yeah.
But tennis is like the art as well as a sport.
But I mean, I think you have to know what you're good at, and if you're good at the baseline and you're not really good at the net, then by all means, try
you got
to
to do what
stay.
you got to do.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, what's number 3?
Oh God, what was number? Oh, the toss. You toss it up, you hit it. That's it.
Oh, you think
No
you should?
redoing the toss.
Oh, really? Oh, I disagree with that 100%.
Well, that's 3 for 3 then. But I guess my point is that there sometimes are people. It's actually not. This is the reason this is third is that it's not as big a deal in my experience.
Yeah,
But every once in a while, you'll play against somebody who just tosses up 4 times, and you're like constantly like getting ready and then releasing, getting
Yeah.
ready and then
Yeah.
releasing,
Yeah.
and that's kind of frustrating.
yeah.
And distracting.
I used to have a lot of trouble with my toss. I have gotten a lot better,
Mhm.
but the serve is the one shot where you have full control,
Sure.
and so I think if you have the opportunity to be like, okay, this isn't a good toss, I need to do this again.
Mhm.
I by all means do it. But I do get how when you're the receiver, how it could be a little bit like frustrating.
Yeah, I think also I'm not good at not hitting it once I toss it. So I think it's like,
Mm.
I think I'm like, everybody should just hit it because I often do, even when it's a bad toss.
But we can't all be you.
Well,
So-
I'm trying to learn to actually not hit bad tosses.
Okay. Yeah.
Since everybody does it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show to attack me about everything.
My pleasure.
So I appreciate it.
Public service.
Today we are going to talk about something that I have a lot of.
Okay.
Will you agree?
I don't know. What is it?
Personality. We're talking about personality. So we're talking about wow, you disagree?
I didn't say anything.
We are talking about whether or not tennis has lost its personalities. Do not look at my notes.
I'm sorry.
Look at your own notes.
I don't have any.
Make some notes. Okay, yeah. So we're talking about whether tennis has lost its personalities. So first question to you: what would you say makes a tennis personality?
Oh, interesting. I was going to ask you that. I think it could be, I guess the 3 elements: on court play,
Mm-hmm.
how you do press,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of your persona in terms of your like sponsorship, your social media presence, etc. And maybe even the relationships that you have with other players.
So interesting that you said social media because I want to talk about that a bit. But I think you hit it spot on, especially in today's games because I mean back then, in the days of like John McEnroe and all of them, Billie Jean King, there wasn't really social media per se, but there still was media.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we could put it all under the umbrella of media. So I would say I agree with you on what you think makes a personality. But I think of everybody has a personality, but I think maybe what I'm trying to talk about is, has tennis lost its big personalities?
Yeah,
If
and
that
I
makes
guess
sense, yeah.
I guess of those sort of elements, to me, it's like someone could be really strong in one of them and
Yeah.
be considered a personality.
Yeah.
Or it could be like kind of medium across all of them.
Yeah.
And I guess my overarching answer would be no, from
Okay.
my perspective. But again, I started in tennis like, 6-7 years ago.
Oh, so you weren't like watching in the 90s?
Not really. Occasionally like a Serena match or something
Okay.
like that, but
Yeah.
no, not
You
really.
need-
Tennis wasn't really in my
Yeah.
sort of awareness. But I also think that people have a tendency to look at past eras of things. It could be like film and TV. It could be anything, and see it in this nostalgic way.
Yeah.
And also have like a lot of full data sets of these people that they've watched for like decades, and now they're comparing them against people that they've only seen for maybe a few years. Like the Carlos and the Yannick, and they've only been around for a little while, and they're pretty young still.
Yeah.
Everything's probably more controlled. They're more media trained.
Yeah.
The hairstyles aren't as wacky. You know what I mean? There's not as many like trailblazers in a way that there were.
That point you made about being nostalgic about something that you watched for a decade, I can 100% be guilty of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, is your answer no or yes?
Has Tennis lost his personality?
Yeah.
I would give my final answer at the end of the of this
in surprise.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, you just said that you didn't really watch tennis in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s and the 60s.
It's really not the 70s.
But when you think of various eras of tennis, do you remember like matches or people?
People.
Yeah.
Definitely people. I have the people that I really like and enjoy.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily... I think the other thing also is like probably because we have more access to a broader number of people because of social media, because we can sort of decide how we engage with different players and if we like players who are ranked outside the top 10 but for different reasons.
Yeah.
And I think so the sort of establishment controls the narrative less. Also, as tennis's fan base broadens, different people are in it for different reasons and then are attracted to different people in tennis for different reasons. So like someone who stands out to me as like a personality in tennis is Fabio Cavalli. Because I follow him, sure. But also because he's like goofy and doesn't take himself too seriously, it seems. And he's got, friendships with like Carlos and Berrettini and different people. But like, I wouldn't say he necessarily stands out to me on the tennis court as much. Sabalenka is like a huge personality. I've seen her play in person. I didn't like her at first because of the screaming, but I do like her now a lot. Yeah, I mean, I think even Andreeva, like I like her a lot, even though she's young.
I love her.
I think her ponytail is a personality all in of itself, like the way it bounces around when she moves. But it's just we all kind of are attracted to our own things in tennis. I don't think there is like the era of the big three, these like three standouts that everybody knows and focuses on, or Serena or whatever. I don't think it's as concentrated. I think it's spread out over more people.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I asked that is because, like I didn't watch tennis in the 70s, of course, or even in the 80s, but I remember, or not remember because I didn't watch, but I know who John McEnroe is.
Sure.
And I know like some of his famous quotes, or even Billie Jean King and what she did off the court, or Martina Navratilova, right?
Sure.
And so I guess what I'm asking is, now that it seems like everyone is so muted and media trained and careful about what they say and what they do because of social media, would like kids 20 years from now, will they know like somebody like Andreeva is, or like I don't want to say Sinner and Carlos because they're at the top, but let's say somebody who has like maybe 3-4 slams, like will they know who those people are?
You think it's about how many slams you have?
Not necessarily. Okay, so it's not necessarily about how many slams you have, but I think that in the pantheon of tennis greats, we're always going to remember those people who are the tip top, right?
Sure.
Or like people who had outstanding stretches. Like for example, Monica Seles, she has 9 slams, right? She's nowhere near where Serena and Martina and Chrissy are, but she's always going to be in the conversation because of that. She was there for a short period, but it was such a brilliant period, right? So it's not necessarily how many slams you have, but I just think that I'm just trying to get at maybe somebody who has had maybe limited success, but people remember who they are.
So I think There may be some. I don't know. I'm thinking about something I just read of an interview that Monfils did, and he was talking
He was
about
such a big. I think he's a good example. He's a good example
exactly.
because he
He did
doesn't have
not
the
have the big
success on
titles,
court, but
right?
like like he was,
And
yeah,
that's what he was sort of saying is like I don't really. He was saying he doesn't measure his career in just that those sort of statistics, those
hmm
titles, like, and I think that's right. I think he's one of the more recognizable tennis players to me, and I
yeah.
enjoyed watching his matches probably more than a lot of the people that have better records than him that I watch, right?
Mhm.
Because he's fun and he's like he is an actual entertainer and personality on the court. He plays
Uh,
it with a lot of excitement,
I'm
you
getting
know.
really frustrated over here. I'm getting really frustrated over here
Right.
because here's why. Here's why. Because and as much as that could be true, I feel like had Monfils entertained us a bit less and focused a bit more, he would have had some better results. And I think the best example of somebody who turned it around, because he was also quite an entertainer himself, is Novak. Novak,
Okay.
when Novak first came on the scene, he was very playful,
Hmm.
right? He was not the mentally strong person at that point in time just yet. Because I remember a match with him and Roger Federer. I think it was at the Australian Open. I could be wrong, but um Novak, I think he had called for a trainer or he was medical timeout or something, and Roger got really upset and he said, "If you're not fit, just get up the court."
Huh.
So yeah, I think that had Murphy just maybe toned it back. Maybe he had a little bit too much personality and not enough like focus.
I guess I'm gonna say kind of what you said earlier, which is like we use what we have. I think people who use so think of like a Curios. I think he uses well, no, but like he is an example of somebody who I think used the bravado, the antics as sort of like a way to deal with the stress of the situation, and maybe he couldn't deal with it as well. And I think some people need to have those like release valves, those
Yeah,
pressure valves to
yeah,
like
yeah,
release
yeah,
and say
yeah.
like, this is a really high stress situation. So how can I make it less so? How can I still make it playful? How can I like, so this idea that if they had just buttoned up, they could have had better success. I don't know if that's really true. Not everybody can do that
It is very true.
disciplined
It is very true.
thing. Like
It is very
Carlos cannot be on it even, right?
Here-
Like,
Here's what I'll say to that. Here's what I'll say to that. And I think Nadal made a great point. Because they were talking about Carlos partying and stuff, right?
sure.
What Nadal was saying is that, hey, everybody sees me as this beacon of discipline and just like, one track mind. But he said he was partying too.
Hmm.
It's just that at that time, there were no cameras around and there was no social media. So he got the chance to do it in private. So he was like, Carlos is young, he's going to party, right?
Right.
When we talk about Nick, who has a huge personality, I think the issue with Nick is that he didn't know how to focus. So I think his whole thing was that um, I want to prove to everybody else that I could go out the night before and party and come and win a match or come and win a slam.
I think that's
And
right.
you honestly can't do both. You can't do both. But I think the point I wanted to make too is just that I agree with you that not everyone is the same. So like, you have the players who are very stoic, like Yannick, no emotions. He wins a huge point and he's like, you know.
Sure.
Whereas you have the players like a Serena Williams, she misses a shot, she's gonna yell, she's gonna smash her racket, she has to let it out.
Right.
And then she can get back into the match.
Sure.
So people deal with stress differently, people deal with things differently, we all have different personalities. But I do think that there has to be a point where you are like, let me focus more so on the match than entertaining the crowd.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Going back to your point about Kyrgios, I think that it's possible that it was like proving that he could do both. But I
Yeah.
think also, I think sort of going out to party the day before is a way to say, this doesn't matter. And maybe if I had done those things, I would have done it. I would have done better. But I'm not saying that he should do it. I'm just saying these are these people's personalities. like how they cope with stress, how they deal with like these situations are who they are. You know what I mean?
Sometimes your coping mechanism may not necessarily be best for you, though.
I'm absolutely sure.
Yeah, he needed
If
to
he
find.
had
He needed to
figured
find
out
another
to
way
have
to.
some
Yeah,
more discipline,
yeah.
then maybe he would have done better, or maybe the sterile nature of it would have taken away all those special shots that he had. I don't know.
Well,
We'll never know.
I'm not a fan of curious, so let's just say that. Okay, let's move on a bit. If you could bring back one personality from the past, who would you bring?
Oh my God. One personality from the past. This is not a great question for me. Um, I don't know. I guess I would bring back Nadal. I guess I'd bring back Nadal. I know he just left, but
You know, as much as I love Nadal, he's kind of boring. But sorry. Not boring to watch on
wow.
court. Not boring to like he
Okay.
as a tennis player, yes, but like in interviews and stuff, like
Yeah, I agree. I don't care about interviews that much.
yeah, he was kind of he was actually really shy. So
Sure.
yeah.
Do you think
Okay.
Carlos is shy?
No, I don't think Carlos is shy at all.
Do you like his interviews?
I do. I have some thoughts on Carlos, but I'm not going to share them yet. Yeah. If I had to bring back one person, like bring back one personality, who would I bring back? You know what? I would actually bring back two,
Okay.
and it would be Martina Hingis and Serena Williams because
Okay.
they had three, Jennifer Capriati.
Okay.
Because they used to be spicy in their interviews. I remember one time, I don't remember what Martina said. She said something about the Williams sisters, and then Serena's response was like, "But what can you expect from someone who doesn't have much of a formal education?" So they used to really be like
Sure.
going back and forth at each other in interviews and on court. So I would probably bring that back. Yeah.
Okay. See, Serena's kind of just come back though.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. My bad. You're right. But I want the package. I want the Martina Serena package together.
So you like the drama?
I love the drama.
Got it.
I love the drama. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
tracks.
You know what was good drama too? When Serena and Maria Sharapova were beefing.
Sure.
And I don't remember what Serena said, but Maria Sharapova said, if she wants to focus on something, she should focus on her boyfriend who's still married.
Yikes. Making it real personal.
I love the drama. Okay. I am going to ask you to rank some personalities.
Okay.
I tried to narrow it down to 5, but I couldn't. So I'm going to give you 10. So yeah.
All right. Let me get my pen.
Actually, here's one. Let's make it a little bit more interesting. I'm just going to give the names.
Okay.
And you are going to narrow it down to 5 yourself. And then you're going to tell me who is the top 5. So I'm just going to call these names, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, John McEnroe.
Okay.
Serena Williams. Andre Agassi. Novak Djokovic. Maria Sharapova. Billie Jean King. Martina Navratilova. Roger Federer. I hate that I have to say this, but Nick Kyrgios. He is a huge personality. And Bjorn Borg.
Okay.
And now you can only pick 5 who would be a top 5 to 1, one being the biggest personality of all time. And so yeah, let's start off with number 5.
Sorry, 1 is the
Biggest personality, yeah. And 5 would be yeah. So I give you 10 options.
Okay.
And you have to narrow it down. And while Joshua is doing that, I will take this opportunity to say a big shout out to one of the Five Love podcast fans. I feel so terrible because right now, okay, I almost forgot his name. Yu Yang. I want to say a big shout out to Yu Yang because you've been really supporting us, liking and sharing and commenting on everything. So thank you, Yu Yang. You are the fan of the week. I'm just making this up as we go along.
Fan of the week.
Yeah, it's fan of the week. Every week is a new episode. So
Okay.
you want to say hi to Yu Yang?
Hey.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
I had to go with Serena.
No, tell us number. Oh no, you ruined it. Start from number 5. Start from number 5, and let's go up to number 1.
Okay. I went to.
But that's no surprise.
We'll just edit that out, maybe.
No, we're gonna
All
leave
right.
it in.
Federer is my 5th.
Number 5?
choice.
Yeah.
He's 5th because he
yeah.
has such a distinct persona. He's like very charismatic. He's very chill. He's got this like debonair quality.
Yeah.
So it's like a muted personality, but it's one everybody knows and really likes.
Let me cause some drama here.
Okay.
I love Federer, don't get me wrong. But when he was younger, he was quite an asshole, very hot-tempered.
Sure.
I wonder if he is putting on a persona for us now as he's aged and, his image and everything, or if he actually like really changed.
But like what kind of asshole? Like an asshole that like gives
very hot-tempered.
Sure.
He was, I think the story I heard was that his coach told him like, you have to change that way about you. And maybe, I think maybe after his coach died that he was like, reflecting and he was like, I can't continue like this. And yeah. Anyway, not that important. So Federer is number 5.
Yeah. My number 4 was Kyrgios.
Yeah.
Just because I think.
Yeah.
For me, when I started watching tennis, he's someone that I liked his playing style to a certain point. And then when he would sort of like self-destruct in a match, that was always like frustrating, but I still, I guess, appreciated his presence.
Yeah. He was super talented, and actually kind of funny sometimes.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
My 3rd is Djokovic.
Yeah.
Don't like him all that much in terms of like fanhood, but I guess I respect his place in the game, and I think that it's been interesting to watch him. I like him more now that he's sort of past his prime and playing against Yannick and Carlos and still like in it and wearing his little Iron Man, that thing he wears on his chest that's like supposed to be a light. It's some kind of technology that's like supposed to help him recover or something. And I was like,
he's very into that kind of like.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I think what pushed Novak over the top was that controversy with Australian Open.
Sure.
Because he was the biggest news story at that time. So sure. I think that kind of pushed him over the top. Yeah.
For my 2nd, I had McEnroe. He's just everywhere.
Yeah.
He's like narrating Netflix shows, right? Like he's just everywhere all the time. And it'll be weird when you watch tennis and you don't hear his voice anymore.
I think it's time for him to go.
Sure, maybe it is, but
yeah.
And then, as I said, my top is Serena because it just has to be.
I think you have to agree with. I don't think there's anyone in tennis that is bigger than the sport as much as Serena is.
Yeah, I mean, she's the first person before I started playing and knew more players. She's the first person I would have thought about.
You don't have to watch tennis to know who Serena is. Like people are writing about her in their rap songs, and she's on TV. She was on TV shows,
and even if you don't like her, it's like the opinions about her are so big in whatever direction they're in. People hated that she was coming back. Thought it was all about like making money for her, like Ozempic or Wegovy, whatever. And then other people were like thrilled to see her out there again.
Do you think Serena was a villain?
I think she had villain moments, but I don't think she was overall a villain.
Yeah.
I think, a moment that comes to mind is the match against Osaka.
Yeah.
Like there are moments where even like your favorite people kind of fall short of their like ability to cope.
I think Serena was the victim for a very long time.
Uh-huh.
And I think there was a moment when she was just like, you know what, man, screw this. I'm just gonna be bad and embrace it. Because when you think of like, what happened to her, like Indian Wells and just so many different things that she had to go through. And I think at some point, even like, like Hawkeye is available now because of Serena. Because in that match with her and Jennifer Capriati, um, she was getting such bad calls,
Yes.
right? Even against like Justine Henin, who I would never ever forgive. Justine Henin, I would never forgive you when they were playing at the French Open and Serena was about to serve. She tossed the ball, and then she didn't hit the toss, which you hate. Because no, she hit it. She hit it. She tossed the ball and she hit it. But she was distracted because Justine had her hand up.
Okay.
And so Serena looked at the umpire and she's like, so it's his first save?
Right.
And the umpire was like, no, second save. But she was like, but she had her hand up.
Right.
And you could see like she wanted to cry. So I'm saying all this to be like, I feel like there's just so many instances where she was wrong, where she was just like, all right, I'm just going to be bad now.
Yeah, I think there's a sense of like people rooting against you from the beginning as well. And it's like, it definitely, I think at first you play the game and then when you have a little more power, you can kind of choose who you want to be.
Yeah. But I would say that I loved seeing her crash out. Like I would love to see her like smash her rackets and like go at people. I think the only Serena moment I could never watch again is that Osaka match. Mainly because I feel like usually she's able to like get it out of her system, but for this match, for some reason, she was never able to go back to the match. She just like kind of like stayed there.
Right.
Yeah. All right. The only thing I would maybe have added to the top 5 is maybe Bjorn Borg.
Okay.
Because I feel like he was the first tennis superstar.
Yeah, to be honest, I also chose people based on my amount of knowledge about them.
Yeah, fair.
So some of the folks that didn't make it is just my own.
Yeah. I would probably have saved the space for Agassi too, because he had all the different hairstyles. He wore like those denim shorts. Huh?
So bad though.
What, the hairstyles? I know. But I mean, like, we're still talking about it today, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Joshua. Well, this is our time.
Okay.
I want to say thank you so much for being a guest today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I appreciated our conversation, and I really appreciated you attacking me at the beginning of the episode. I like it, talking about my grunts and playing from the bass line and stuff.
You said you liked the drama, right? And now I'm going to go beat you again.
Yes. And yeah, he might. He might come up to the net. Who knows? So to everyone, I just want to say again, thank you so much for watching. Remember, we are available on Spotify and YouTube. And like I always say, even if the score is 5-love, it's not over until the last point is played. All right. All right. Yes?
Yeah. All good.
Are you going to grunt today?
I'll try.
See you guys next time.